Hey everybody, welcome to AD2L Season 5. We've got Serial Killers up against Gods of War. I'm your caster, Wolf Dota. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching on Twitch, thank you very much. If you're in the client, even better. Thanks for picking up the ticket. You can follow me at Wolf Dota if you want, but draft is underway. Let's get into it. First couple bans coming up for Serial Killers are the Omni Knight and the Drow, quickly banned out by them, followed up with the Skywrath Mage and Brewmaster on the sides of Gods of War. Now, Death Prophet made it through the banning phase, which is a little interesting. Usually she's one of the top tier bans, somebody you want to get rid of real quick. And so unsurprisingly though, she wasn't, and Gods of War pick her up real quick. The Venge is a very interesting pickup, and so is the Sven. Talk about them in a moment. Ogre Magi is the second pick for Gods of War. They want a tanky frontliner and somebody that can bully them around in the lane, secure some farm for somebody. So interested to see who that's going to be. They're planning for the bit of later game there. I like the Sven Venge combination. Both are very good stuns. They do a decent amount of damage, and they're very. They feel like they work really well. And what I mean by that is they feel like when they hit, the person is controlled for a long amount of time, and it does a solid amount of damage. And they're really good to chain together. They're easy to chain together. Also, they just have a very natural synergy, as Sven usually wants to build not damage items per se, but wants to build up his strength stat because of the way his ultimate works. Venge's aura works off of your base stats, not off of your plus items, with the plus 36% damage. Not to mention, she also has the natural minus armor, minus 6 armor, I do believe, it should be. Yep, 6 at maximum. And so it's just a very nice synergy there that they can work together. Gods of War, they kind of see this very high physical damage line coming out. They decide to ban out the Dazzle. I think that's a very good choice. Serial Killers themselves, they banned out the Tide. I like that decision. It's just a big team fight here that they won't have to worry about now. And somebody who's incredibly good at counter-initiating in, or they can sit with a Death Prophet up front, hitting the tower with her ulti, and then follow up with a Ravage when the Death Prophet starts to get engaged upon. The only downside to the Venge and Sven I can see right now is if Gods of War pick up somebody who can disjoint spells and abilities and stuff like that. So Ember Spirit is one. He comes to mind. What are some other heroes that have a solid disjoint? Storm Spirit can, to an extent, if he has enough to get his lightning off. Mirana can leap out of them. Anti-Mage with his Blink Dagger. Phantom Assassin with her Blink Strike. Just like these types of heroes that can make plays and dodge the stuns and stuff like that are very good against these heroes and kind of tough to deal with as they're not instant stuns. They have a decent travel time, so we'll have to watch out for that. But other than that, I think they're solid heroes. The Sven Aura is also very good against Death Prophet, and not Aura per se, but the Warcry buff. The extra 16 armor for his entire team when he hits it will help out a lot up against the exorcism. We'll have to see what else they decide to go for. The other thing they can do is the Serial Killers they can run that aggressive and go aggro lane if they want. And whatnot. So we'll have to see what they decide to do. Gods of War ban out as support. I actually would have liked for them. Earthshaker is a very defensive support if they have somebody they want to protect. Now Ogre Magi, he's very good at protecting, but he's also very good at pushing somebody out of the way, and can really do some harassing there as far as certain things go. Centaur Warrunner, the next pickup for Gods of War. So that'll probably be their offlaner. I like that they're securing it now, as a lot of offlaners tend to get banned. One hero they hasn't been picked up yet or banned yet is the Faceless Void, and I'd actually really like that for Gods of War. If they went like Faceless Void into either a Lich or a Witch Doctor. Oh, Witch Doctor actually picked up by Serial Killers, so maybe it's just a support they want, or just somebody else with a really solid stun. The other problem too is though Cask is another projectile stun. It doesn't connect instantly, so it's got that bit of travel time. So if Gods of War, maybe not Void, but if they pick up like an Anti-Mage that can blink and dodge these stuns, or an Ember Spirit who can Sleight of Fist or Remnant dodge them, they might have a hard time dealing with him. Another hero is Weaver, can disjoint, even if he just gets hit by the Stun Waves and Viz, unless they have Dust, which I mean if they're playing against Weaver they should, but if they happen to not have Dust, they could maybe go up against. And there's just certain things, and it all depends on if Gods of War draft that way. If they draft heroes that just kind of want to run at you, they're going to get shredded, I think, by these excellent control abilities coming out for the size of Ceareal Killers. That said, Gods of War, I like their draft. It's a lot more traditional in this current meta, per se. The Ogre, very solid pickup. Death Prophet again. Centaur, very tanky as well. And they are very in-your-face heroes. Which normally is really good, but up against Sven is a little... he's kind of an in-your-face hero themselves. I like that pickup. Sven, not a hero with a very small intelligence pool. He does not have a lot of mana early, so if he gets killed off once or twice by the silencer, he's gonna have a really hard time maintaining mana to throw out Stormhammers and use his ulti. There's a pickup a little bit out of left field. I wasn't really expecting that as far as probably an off-laner goes. It could be their safe lane, and they could go that could be their solo safe lane, and they go aggressive with the Venge Sven Witch Doctor. And that would work out as well, which would just leave their mid lane for them to pick up. Gods of War, they can... I've seen Silencer run effectively both as a support and as a core in the last couple days, so it should be pretty interesting what they decide to do with him then, and whatnot. They might... I'm not sure. It's kind of ambiguous where they want to go, which I think is always a good way to draft. When people aren't really sure what you're going to do, it's a little more effective. I mean, Death Prophet's going to be mid, and Centaur's probably going to be in a solo lane. But he can also solo the safe lane if he wishes. There's no problem with that. He doesn't have any issues as far as that goes. So, we'll have to kind of wait and see. By the way, shout out to Not Today, the first South American team to make it to a major LAN final. At the helm is Smash, so good for him, and good for them in general, though, making it to the summit. Complexity Gaming unfortunately fell short, 3-0 in the best of 5 final. I was watching that right before this game started. Final bans coming out are Razor for Gods of War and Doom for Ceareal Killers. So they're with the Doom pick, they kind of take out a safe farmer, which I think is a good call. As they're probably... they ban out somebody who can farm really well in the safe lane. Which I'm not sure if they're banning how much thought they're putting into this, if they're just trying to ban somebody that doesn't want... Oh, they do go with the Void pickup there. I'm surprised he was left that long. Gives Ceareal Killers one chance to counter pick, but what do you pick at this point? You basically need a mid laner, and who can counter Void that starts off in the mid lane? ODE's one comes to mind. They go with the Slardar. Okay, so maybe it's going to be a Lone Druid mid. This is a very tanky in-your-face lineup. Oh, Dota's apparently having issues with everybody loading in. Now, we'll have to wait and see what they decide to do for that. It's kind of a pick, a little bit out of left field, and I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's just he stacks up very well with the physical damage that they're already going to be doing, as they have a lot of it coming out from them. But I'm going to quickly run through the lineups. For the side of Gods of War, we have Siege playing the Faceless Void, Cool on that Silencer. Their rookie is on the mid Death Prophet. Stand-in playing the Ogre Magi, Meriden, it looks like. And Kev Dog is going to be on that Centaur. And on the Dire side, Wheatbix is going to be holding that Lone Druid. On this on the Stardar is Fruit Loops. Shout out to you. I'm not getting my microphone pop up in game, so quickly gonna double check that. Yes. Okay, so now it's showing up. Sorry about that if you're watching in the client and hadn't been hearing me up until now. I can't tell at the draft screen if my microphone is working. I changed it and must not have hit the gear to set the results. Sorry about that. Anyways, Fruit Loops playing that Slardar. Then we got Ouija on the Witch Doctor. Captain Crunch is going to be playing that Venge. And last, but certainly not least, we've got Raisin Bran on that Sven. Very cool set, by the way. I like that helmet. Let's take a closer look at this shit. I have a Samurai Sven build there. Stop running. Anyways. After that, close this out and see where everybody's rotating to. Looks like Aggressive is going to be the name of the game, as Void is rotating back down this way, and Centaur is going up there. So not too surprised. He's going to be up against a solo Lone Druid. I think he'll be okay once he gets a point or two. Once he gets a point and backtrack, he'll be able to maybe hopefully evade enough of those that harassment, then it won't be a big deal. He's gonna miss quite a few of the creeps though. Nice micro from coming out from what is that, Weepix on the Lone Druid, managing to block that camp as well as get the range creep out in front. The lane is going to be nicely in his favor for this. Top lane though, we do have try versus try, and it's tough to say who I like more. Whose I like more. Gotta learn English. I think it's gonna come down to the first real engagement. They're kind of even up there. Stun thrown out lands on 2, but I don't think there's gonna be any follow up. And Sven's out of mana, so he got hit by one curse silent and threw out a Stormhammer, and now doesn't have mana for anything. So actually, at this point, I would say Gods of War are gonna be pretty happy with that. They still have tons of mana. Centaur started with a point in return, so he can't really stun anyone out for a little bit here, but it'll be a little... I think it's going to be in their favor. Sven's going to have no mana perpetually, and his supports are going to be zoned out, I think, pretty hard when Silencer gets an orb. They're pinging, they want to go on him, but Centaur doesn't have a stun. Captain Crunch, what are you doing here? He gets a little caught out of position. This is actually going to be your first blood going the way of Cool. He gets Curse the Silent, takes down the Venge, and I would say this this top lane's already in a lot of trouble for CK. They picked aggressive supports and then tried to use them defensively. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of that. Regardless, in the mid lane, Slaughter up against the DP. DP obvious.
And we're back.
Ooh, sorry. A little late here. I had a long day. Crypt Swarm is going to be doing a lot of work in their favor. In favor of the Death Prophet, so I think that should be an easy lane for them. In the bottom lane, I do favor the Void a little bit. Just because, actually, sorry, the Druid a little bit, because the Void is melee. Up top, I missed another kill, though. Sven dies underneath the tower. Ogre Magi getting that one. I probably ticked him out with Ignite, or something along those lines. Fight recap, Ignite was used, so that, or, yeah, it's probably Ignite or a Fire Blast from range that got the kill. And I'm just not surprised. They rotated the Venge bottom, looking to get aggressive on this Void, but he's got Time Walk down. He's going to be very hard to kill. And I think this laning stage is in a lot of trouble. I think they should have just gone tri-lane aggressive from the beginning and let the Lone Druid go top. We'll have to see. All in all, I think mid lane is going to be a bit of an unfortunate wash. One thing they can do, though, is once they... Oh, Centaur's juking out. Actually maxing Sprint. Not sure how I feel about this, but no points in the bash yet either, which is very interesting. So a bit of an interesting build coming from him. I'm not sure I quite approve, but either way. Then still looking to rotate bottom. Using a Clarity, must have tried to go on the Void, but he's got 2 points up in bad track, so he is going that a bit more defensive build, which, I mean, when you're going to get harassed by both a bear and a bear, I really can't blame you whatsoever. Now, Wave of Terror comes through, but again, he's just sitting back, he's going to soak some XP, and he's not too worried about this. Centaur's farming fairly well up top. He's already got a kill, or sorry, 2 assists to his name. Silencer, how much intelligence do you have stolen? You've got 2... Not sure if that's from the Venge. That's probably from the Venge, because he got that kill. Curse the Silent, and the last word's going to come out. Right click and an Ignite. This Witch Doctor is going to be sad. He might actually go down. Fire Blast comes out, and he is going to drop. Nice down onto 2. Venge is going to rotate in. Wave of Terror, but Centaur is there. He can go for the Stomp if he wants. Actually, just a double edge. Venge is a little bit out of position. Sven doesn't have any follow-up for this. One more click, Captain Crunch. Oh, he's going to get hit by Curse the Silent. That's actually going to be the end of him. So he goes down, and that's a double kill coming up for the Silencer. He's got 6 intelligence stolen now. Slaughter's coming through. Ooh, misses on the Crush. Doesn't quite land it. And I think he's just going to have to back. On cooldown. He's not level 6. That said, he knows Silencer's here. Silencer, what are you doing, buddy? You're going to get spotted out. You draw an arrow. And his team's going to also draw some arrows and point him the way to victory. And he's going to be pretty happy with that. So a lot of farm coming out early on the Silencer. Level 4. That's 6 intel stolen already. That's going to be bad. Oh, he's looking for that rune, though. Or something. I'm not sure. Maybe just looking to go top. Almost looks like he's trying to bait this out. He's got 2 allies nearby. Starter senses it and backs off. Void, meanwhile, bottom. Farming up. He's got 1,000 gold. Looking for that Midas. I assume anyway. The only reason why I think you'd hold on to that gold, not finish off this, not even finish off the Pro Man shield. Unless he just hasn't made it to the side shop in a little bit and wants to just pick it up there. Got his supports are smoked out, so they're probably going to come gank this lone druid. He's going to be level 6 here in moments. And this is actually going to be perfect because they'll show up right when he hits level 6. He can just pop a chrono on the bear and they have enough range that they're just going to go. Where is it? You gotta find the chrono, buddy. Maybe even leap forward. Oh, he doesn't have mana now. He's short by 15. So miscounts his mana. They can turn on Craft and Crunch. Cool is going to have to tango himself away. The stun comes out, and that's a pickup for the Venge. Witch Doctor getting a bit of an assist there. Oh, Venge gets the killing spree. Good plays coming up from them. Unfortunately, he backed off too much. He should have stayed a little higher up. His lone druid was here, his bear was over here, ogre came this way, got the stun off, but void was all the way down here and had to walk back up. By then he had already gone. That said, rookie is here, he pops his ulti and they're gonna look to just go in the tower. They do still have chrono, so they can just kind of sit on the tower with that and maybe force them back. Ogre Magi is out of mana, so he won't be able to help out a whole lot, and the silencer's rotated back.
Guess what's happening to Dyer's bottom tower?
Level 5 on the centaur. Going for that second point in host stomp, not maxing double edge. Fruit Loops is going to rotate through, and should be able to find a crush onto this. No stun coming out from the Sven though. Doesn't throw it his there it is. Oh, nice double stomp coming out from Centaur, and he's going to be able to walk away. Sven's actually going to pop to this, I think. Oh, pops his have, and yep, he does go. 8 intelligence now on the side of Cool, and Sven is down to very minimal intelligence pool here. Unfortunately, he's got 2 points in bonus stats, and he's not going to have enough mana to throw things out. He's died twice now underneath the silencer. He's going to be quite sad. Won't have the mana pool for multiple Stormhammers for a long time. Or, like, Stormhammers and Warcry. Like, it's going to start to be a serious issue here. He's probably going to have to go drums. At least a Bracer, just to try and help make up some of the mana pool. Tough life. Meanwhile, Void, he's got his Tread, so Tread's in that poor man shield, so he is just going the safer build. Tread switching. Oh, Centaur comes through, misses the stomp. Void's not there yet though. Has a chrono. See if he wants to use it. Doesn't look like it. He's sitting on the treads though. Gonna kind of keep an eye on this a little bit. Interesting why that Centaur is down here. Doesn't have his ulti yet, so they can't really stampede into it. We'll have to see. Witch Doctor is going for the no voodoo build, max maledict, which I mean is good, but it's just they going the max voodoo restoration. Even if you like maxing it at 7 is ridiculous how much healing that does. Max it at 7 and get mana boots, and you just don't die. You keep your team alive through anything. It feels like. Fruit Loops got a DD rune mid. He's actually going to get stunned up here by the ogre. Ignite comes out to cancel the Crypt Swarm. And no, not going to do that much damage. I like that the rookie got a point in silence early. I think that's really good. Can use it to cancel the Witch Doctor ulti or just kind of disjoint things in general. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the most damage, but he'll be able to get that point up here pretty soon. Actually going to finish off Witchcraft, which I mean, I guess going for that Exorcism, so he'll have that max by 10. Which I mean isn't ideal per se, but it's not that bad. I really don't mind that build. What I don't like is how they've been splitting this XP down here bottom on the Centaur and just kind of sitting him beside the Void. I think he should be up top with Silencer and Ogre, keeping aggressive on this Sven. Quick look at the last hit chart. Siege, not unsurprisingly, is leading it. He's been farming very well, followed up by the Lone Druid, and then surprisingly, Fruit Loops on the Slardar doing very well for himself in the mid lane. Kevdog and DP next. Actually, all of these guys are fairly close, but then it's a far drop to Raisin Brand. That Sven, who has been having a very tough time up here. He's going to get hit by everything again. He's going to drop fairly low. He's not going to die to this, but it's going to be rough. It drops down to 230 health. If Ogre manages to get on for a Fire Blast and an Ignite, that's a dead Sven. He doesn't though, so not yet, but he's just like just rough. He's got to go back again. Stardar's coming in, but not sure this is something you want to do. You take a fair bit of extra damage here, and he's actually going to die to this. Oi. 10 intelligence stolen at the on the silencer at the 10-minute mark. He's gonna be very happy with that. Back in the mid lane, Captain Crunch is now rotated in and is just trying to get some levels. Meanwhile, bottom lane is picked up by the Centaur in the Void. Chrono still not used. Does have that Morbid Mask and halfway to the recipe for the Mask of Madness. Treads dropped by or picked up by Slardar, so a little bit of attack speed coming up for him, so that'll be good. But unfortunately, still doesn't have any points in Bash, like not even just a value point for that chance to get one. I don't know. So rough. Cole dropping low has he's gonna be fine. Orb of Venom on the actual bear, the Spirit Bear. Stampede comes out defensively, gets them away. Nice job bottom, and that's what you use it for. Witch Doctor's ulti was used there. Did miss. Slardar looking for that wraparound, but unfortunately doesn't have a Blink Dagger yet at all, or even really thinking about it yet. He's only got 100 gold in the bank. We'll have to wait and see where he decides to go next. Siege getting some points in time lock now. Does have that max backtrack, which, like I said, for the lane he was up against, I think was the right call. He's not going to do as much damage early, not quite having that solo pick-off potential, but it'll be decent. He's got his Mask of Madness now, so I imagine we'll look to see a Chrono anyway. Hopefully he can get them on the, like say this is Chrono, get them like on the edge here, so Centaur can get in and double edge or stomp and whatnot. There it is, and he gets them all right in the middle. So Global comes out a little bit early, I think. Fruit Loops is going to get taken down. Oh, he gets a stun off. He's going to actually should be able to make it away. Nice Stormhammer comes up from Raisinbrand, though. Connected on all three. And then a Witch Doctor Cask is going to follow up, plus the Maledict. And they're all dropping very low from this. They took a lot of damage here. Stun's going to come on Fruit Loops, but Ogre Magi is going to be dead anyway. He drops to the Witch Doctor as well. So a nice turnaround fight coming out from CK. They managed to chain their stuns together well. And they make it happen. I really like that play. I think the Global came out a little bit early. Should have been used closer to the end of the Chronosphere. Would have been a little bit better. But sometimes it's like, you hear them go in, you know they went in, but eh.
Dire's mid tower's having technical difficulties.
And it looks like Force Staff is going to be the item picked up for Cool. And they're going to be able to get this top tower. They have a glyph. No, they don't, actually. Fortunately, it was wasted. Rookie gonna be doing a lot of damage to this bear as it tanks a couple tower shots. Actually gets resummoned. Interesting choice, but nonetheless, Siege gonna have Chrono up in 50 seconds, and he's still leading the last hit charts. Net worth, unsurprisingly, is him, Death Prophet, and then the support Silencer, who has 4 kills and only 1 death. He's got 10 intelligence stolen. Hasn't found any other kills, but getting close to that 4 staff. And I think that's when they might look to be a little more aggressive. They have Stampede. They can go up there here if they want. Might be looking for level 2 Exorcism before they start getting too more aggressive. I think it's going to be hard for them to take out this tier 1, but Captain Crunch and crew looks like they're going to go. They chained their 2 stuns together. Cask is going to come out. There's a Witch Doctor ulti in a swap, but that value point in the silence cancels it. Unfortunately, it's not before Centaur drops. He did go down. Raisinbrand's ulti has been popped, but he's got no mana for another stun. This is the problem with dying twice at Silencer early. I mean, it may not sound a lot, but 1 point of intelligence is 13 mana. So he's lost 4 that I know of. Died twice within range of the Silencer. So that means he's down 62 mana. Which, I mean, if he had, what's this, 140, 140, 280, 380. Like, if he has that, he can pop his 2 stuns, his Warcry, and his ulti from full mana. CatDog's gonna get stunned up here. Venge doesn't get the silence off, or gets silence before he can get anything off, and Ouija's just gonna go down. Gets off a Maledict onto the Centaur, but he's not gonna get enough damage that this is gonna hurt him at all. Bottom lane, oh, I thought there was somebody else down here with the Centaur. My bad. Or sorry, the Slardar. And they're just gonna chip away at this tower. Rookie pops his Ghost, and they're gonna look to go. Is he level 11? Nope, that's level 1 ulti. So not waiting for those extra 8 ghosts. That's not really worth it. They just want to take this tower now. What they have an advantage, and I don't blame them one bit. Silencer picks up his 4 staff now, so good for him. And they're gonna look to just keep pushing with this. This is starting to get this might be getting a little bit aggressive. They do have Chrono though, so they do have one of their ultis Like, they do have one of the ultis up, and I guess they still have global. So they're just gonna back. They do some a little bit of chip, not a whole lot, a couple hundred damage, but then they rotate back. Meriden's gonna be pushing up the top lane. He's got his mana boots, looking for the probably for his Ags, I would assume. Maybe a mobility item of some sort. Void probably wants to get level 10 and finish off time lock, get that maxed out, and then really start looking for these solo chronos. I'm not sure what item he wants to go into next, whether it's Maelstrom, Chrysalis, or the Ag Scepter. I'm personally a huge fan of Ags, especially if you can get it early. Because even if you get it, like if somehow you have it before you're level 11, that cuts your cooldown from 130 seconds to 60 seconds. After that, it cuts it from 110 to 60, which is still fantastic, and then 90 to 60. So if you can get it earlier, it's more valuable. But at the same time, even getting it late still cuts the cooldown by a third, which is pretty big, honestly. Especially on such a large control ability. Ogre sitting at 11:15. Silencer gets scouted out top. Finally has that point in bash. Looks like he's gonna go for Vanguard. Same as Centaur. If Centaur gets a Crimson Guard, they're gonna be in a real CK is gonna be in a real rough place dealing with this. But not sure what they are gonna want to do. Siege, just farming up the jungle. And not sure who's going to want to rotate first. The supports from on the side of CK are probably a fair bit lower level. Where is that? Here we go. They're not too bad, but I mean, Ogre Magi sitting at the lowest, but then it's everyone else on this team is 8 or 9, 8, 9, 10, and then everyone else on the team is 9, 8. So some bit of a level discrepancy there, but not too bad. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And they're actually going to find the Slardar. Gets a nice multicast. Silence to come out. Fruit Loops gets defensively swapped. Captain Crunch so sort of stun. Nice Stormhammer coming through. It is going to land to the Ogre, but an excellent Chrono comes through. That's going to catch on 3 of them. It looks like 4 of them, sorry. I thought that one was the bear in there. Beautiful Chrono. They get 3 off of it. Siege gets a double kill, and they're chasing down the Weepix. I said they got 3. I meant they got 3 in the Chrono, but they got 4 total. Looking for that 4th, but they're not going to find it. Ghoul now has 20 stolen intelligence at 18 minutes. Void with the DD rune. I didn't see that when he went in, but that would explain why he was able to melt so many people. Not to mention he caught them right on the edge. I saw Centaur throwing out a double edge as well as the ghosts from Death Prophet really doing a number on them. So excellent Chrono coming out from Siege and just an overall team fight coming out from Gods of War. They themselves are proving very dominant in this tournament so far. The games I've casted them, they've been doing incredibly well. I mean, they've dropped a game from here and there, and some games that they said to me after they felt like were stupid games that they shouldn't have lost or terrible decisions or kind of thing like that. But they've all in all, they felt pretty upbeat about them and not too worried. Silencer's got the makings of an Oblivion staff, and I imagine he's going to be going for a refresher orb, but be interesting to see what he does. Well, he does pick up the Maelstrom, so going for that more proc. And I think this is a really good choice because you build such high attack speed that you get the damage from your time locks and the Maelstrom procs. Under the effect of Chrono, time lock deals double damage, so it hits for 140 magical damage on the target, not 70 as it says there in the tooltip. Lone Druid, what are you getting on? He's got an Orb of Venom, Phase, 1800 gold, so he's probably looking for Radiance, but it's going to be unfortunately slow. But meanwhile, top, we're going to have the offensive Eul's comes out from the Witch Doctor onto the Sven. He gets stunned up on his landing. Defensively soft again by Captain Crunch, being very safe here. Fruit Loops hits his sprint and looking to go on them. He knows where they are, but I don't think this is something you want to fight into. You're very far ahead of your team. Witch Doctor's there, can follow up. Ogre's actually going to turn on stun him. He throws out one more track. Centaur's ulti is up. They drop a ward, but right on top of each other. They're pinging him out. They know that they're there. Lone Druid's going to be rotating through. He's going to get that bear. And he just has not to. Meanwhile, Death Prophet pushing mid. Just kind of farming it up. He's got his level 2 exorcism now. Meanwhile, Void and Silencer, they're just doing work on this bottom tower. And he's got Chrono. They're going to leap away. They don't want to go in this. He can turn in Chrono if he wants to. Nice 4-step coming from Cole. Gets him further away. then the Stampede just to finish it off. They probably could have gone on that. I think they could have taken them if they gotten the Chrono on the 2 that were there. But I mean, they had decent rotations coming through. Rookie was himself on the way. He's going for what looks like a early Bloodstone, which I don't know. On Death Prophet, I'd rather see Heart Shivas than Bloodstone. You're not casting like Crypt Swarm spam is pretty damn cheap. Like, it's not that expensive, and then what else do you really use mana for? So, we'll have to wait and see. And Multicast comes out onto Fruit Loops on the starter. He gets stomped up by the Centaur and then stunned himself. He's actually going to drop to the Silencer. Or, sorry, Silencer gets the int from him. Ogre Magi gets another kill. Witch Doctor throws out an ulti, but he's going to pay for this with his life. Hoping to get a kill, not able to. 6 more intelligence stolen for that Silencer. He's got 26 stolen intelligence, and he's going to be hitting very hard. Even with only the 1 point up in his glaives, it's still going to be very effective. We'll have to wait and see what he decides to go yet. And I'm pretty sure it is going to be a refresher orb. I don't see why he wouldn't after going the items that he has. But still, it's just looking very unfortunate. In the meantime, Rookie Bottom with level 2 Exorcism does take that tower and is going to look to push the creeps up to the high ground. Probably not going to want to stick around here too long. But sorry, I don't know why I said Witch Doctor. Weepix on his Druid is coming up. If he gets an Entangle, this is a dead Death Prophet. Even with the Ghosts returning to him. Very fast, though. Not going to be able to chase him down. Just a little bit slower than Centaur. Oh, with Phase Boots at the same speed. This is just an awkward engagement. He had a Yules. If he had turned in Yules, he would have been gone. But decided he didn't need to do it. And actually makes it away very nicely. Forces out a big rotation, and that is a hashtag space created moment. Centaur's cleaning up this top wave. One more chop. There it is. And they're probably going to look to push this top tier 2 left. The only outer tower remaining for the side of CK. Oh, sorry guys, just had to readjust for a second. I fall around in my chair. Siege got that Hyperstone, so he's going for the Mjolnir first. Which, I mean, when you're this far ahead, why not? And that's speaking of being far ahead, let's see how far they are. Net worth 14,000 in favor of Gods of War. Not surprised. Not at all. And then experience, I thought it might have been a little higher, but I guess experience is a lot, I don't know, it's one of those things that flows a lot more. Like the rubber band on experience is still very real. But probably almost 10k now in their favor. And the danger now is that if they take a bad fight and they feed away a couple kills, CK is going to be right into it. And I say a couple kills, I mean if they feed away their 3 cores or 2 of their cores and they support, that's probably going to be a 4k. Oh, nice play from KevDog there. Gets swapped, but blinks instantly. Global comes out, and Silencer's going to go in, gets a nice crit to the Silent off. Where's Void? He's looking for a Chrono. Actually gets it on 2, and the Bear. They're going to be able to finish off the Sven. Starter's dropping very low. He's going to crush. Void leaps forward, gets a double kill. I didn't see the Witch Doctor get picked off on the side. He must have got finished off by the Centaur. Yes, he did. And they're going to look to just orb down this Bear. One more. They need to hit it once more. It's going to be able to get blinked back, but beautiful Chrono coming out from Siege again. Getting a double kill in there, and he's going to be very happy with that. Silencer, 32 intelligence stolen. That's just, it's getting absurd at this point. He's got another quarterstaff, so maybe he's just going Orchid. That's a hell of a Silencer. Raisin Brand already is realizing it. I think we're going to see a respect band coming out here soon. And look at Raisin Brand's int pool. He's only got 364. He's got less of a mana pool than he did before. He can throw 1 Stormhammer, Warcry, and his ulti, and then he is completely out of mana. Like, he can Warcry once more, but he can't throw 2 Stormhammers here. Well, Blue 64 sends me a message, says do not click it. I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm probably going to click it. Bottom, we got the Soul Booster coming out on the Death Prophet. And when a team is this far ahead, honestly, it doesn't matter. They're going to see KevDog, though. He's got his Stampede up. He's just going to be able to run away. And Raisin Brand's going to be very sad. They can actually go on this. Void's looking forward. And they decide not to. He gets stunned out of his... He's actually getting chained. Nice stomp from Centaur. Oh, almost saves him. Not quite. He's actually probably going to end up feeding himself as well. And I am excited to see how much those 2 kills are worth. If they get this Silencer, turns around, throws out a Curse, 4 steps away. Very risky play. That said, it might drop the Sven. He's dropping very low. Oh, he's going to live with like 20 health. And they lose the Silencer as well. So, just like I said, they're 2 of their cores and the Silencer. Look at that. That's a almost 5k gold swing in favor of CK. Minus 1,000 for Gods of War and plus 4,000 for CK. Almost 3,800, almost 4k. That is 4,700 experience going their way. That is why you got to be careful and not take these weird engagements or these risky ones. That's putting them right back in a decent position golden experience wise. Like when you take a look at the graph, it's going to dip sharply. Now they're not back in it. Nice stop coming out from Fruit Loops there, or sorry, Crush. And Kevdogs is going to die again very quickly. So he feeds away another kill. That was a very ambitious TP coming right in there on top of two of the heroes. There's probably a little bit of miscommunication. If Void's there to start off with a chrono, or if he instantly hits Stampede or something like that and has a team run out as he lands his teleport, it's a lot different there. But feeds away a kill that he doesn't need to. How much was he worth? He's worth another 1,600 and another 1,000 gold for their favor. So that's like the power of this gold swing. And Lone Druid's getting very close to an Assault Cuirass and decided not to go for the Radiance. I think that's a good choice. Sven, on the other hand, I saw that he had picked up a Mask of Mana. See if he's got anything else on him. Nope, just that. But still, this mana pool is just so weak. And I mean, he's obviously not the only one affected. Slardar, yeah, but he just needs enough to crush once and then throw out a couple amplifies. He'll be all right. Lone Druid, I don't think has been. Yeah, he hasn't died yet. So, actually, surprisingly enough, he hasn't died. I hear a Avenge Silence coming onto the Death Prophet. Captain Crunch trading blow for the Rook, and Silence or Sarda's gonna show up, and this is gonna be Death Prophet now feeding a kill. Down for 23 seconds as he did pick up the Bloodstorm, then dies instantly. That's very unfortunate. How much was he worth? They're almost 1,000 gold directly in favor of CK and 1,300 experience. So they get a couple kills going their way, and look at this graph. The experience is dropping sharply in their favor, and gold not quite as sharply, but the same idea. It's probably down to about a 14,000 lead. Maybe 13 for Gods of War, but it's just like one of those things. You gotta watch out. This gold swing is very real, as well as the experience, so gotta be careful. Fruit Loops pushing up bottom with Captain Crunch, and we still might yet see them come online. If they happen to come back from this, I would be pretty surprised, but I wouldn't be the most shocked in the world, just because they have a lineup that's very good late game at doing a lot of burst damage. Sven can hit very hard, Starter can get hit very hard, and the Lone Druid can take Towers, Witch Doctor for the support. They have a decent lineup, but I mean, you're up against a Witch Doctor, Silencer, and a Void. Those are the big three, I would say, that are controlling this game. Centaur's doing alright, but he's not really getting these Blink, Stampede, Double-Edge solo kills. They're actually going to see the Bear, but Bear does not break smoke. So they're gonna know that they're they're gonna know there's no wards here, and they're actually gonna go straight into Roshan. I think this is a pretty solid call, as long as they don't reveal to the Bear that they're there. They've got a fair bit left on smoke. They're actually just waiting outside the pit. Ogre Magi has gone in, and they're just looking to chop this down. Centaur is gonna tank it, and I don't think I have much of an idea. So Sarda is just kind of lumbering around there. Roshan's dropping decently quick. Unfortunately, they don't have any minus armor. If they had a medallion or something like that, this guy would be toast by now. But in the end, they're going to get Roche basically uncontested. And I think that's something CK should have looked to do after maybe they got those 3 kills, is gone straight there. The amplified damage sitting at minus 15 friggin' armor would have done a lot of work on that Roche. But nonetheless, they don't pick it up, so goes the way of their enemy. The rookie getting that Bloodstone. Not sure what he's going to want to go for next. I would imagine an armor item. Like Assault Cuirass, they need one on Gods of War, and Centaur or him would be the ones to build it. I imagine Centaur, he's got a Mithril Hammer and his Blink Dagger now, so he's doing alright for farm. We'll have to wait and see. I believe Ogre, yeah, Ogre does have that unrefined Fire Blast and his level 2 ulti of multicast, so pretty impressive coming out there. And this minus armor strat's starting to come together. They have their Assault Cuirass on the Lone Druid, so he's going to be pretty happy with that. And Assault Cuirass is one of those items that once one team gets one, the other team really needs one. That minus 5 armor across the team is pretty rough. It creates a 10 armor difference on the team, so. Lancer is going to be hitting very hard with that Glaives. Almost maxed out. One more stack in it, and he'll be pretty happy. And they're just looking to push. Maybe you want to do like a. Oh, they drop a sentry as well. Or sorry, they drop their ward on a sentry. No pings come out yet. Silencer's hitting for 91 pure damage on his glaives, so that's pretty nasty to deal with. He already hits for basically 200, then plus another 91 pure damage. That's got to be rough. They pick out the ward, so they know it's there. Unfortunately, their sentry just despawns. They are smoked outside their base. They're looking for a wraparound gank, maybe. But they're very spread out. We've got Venge sitting up here, and the rest of them are all up here. And then they've got Witch Doctor doing... Or sorry, that's the Sven doing who knows what. Slaughter blinks in, gonna crush, goes for cool, gets instantly silenced and just runs away. And that's kind of like, well, the jig is up now. They're going to be bunched up here. No vision. Oh, they do have a very nice placed ward inside there. Captain Crunch is not going to see it. They don't know it's there. And Void's going to be able to get an incredibly nice chrono if he wants one. And he actually goes Chrysalis. He's going Pure Glass kind of. And I guess he's got the Aegis, so why not? But if he sees like two or three heroes group up right around like this area, more or less, he's just going to go on them. And there it is. Oh, and Captain Crunch is getting blown up very quickly. Ulti comes out from the silencer. It's probably a little early again. Oh, he gets the bash. Unfortunately, gets stunned up by this fence, so he's not going to drop yet. They get the slaughter, though. Ulti comes out. That finishes off the Aegis, and it's actually bouncing through, doing quite a bit of damage. Ogre gets hit by Casca and is taking a lot of damage. Goes in for the stun. The Witch Doctor goes down. Sven's trying to trade blows. Gets stunned up again. They're looking to go on him, though. Void's going to turn his attention to him. Ogre does drop to the cleave of the Sven, but in the end, he goes down. Silencer's magic damage is just too much. They're looking to finish off this bear. They do get the bear, and Scylla himself is in a lot of trouble. One more hit, and oh, he's toast. Another kill going away to Silencer. He's now got 40 stolen intelligence. He's got 4 more stacks of it, so that fight, and leveled up. So he's now got max glaives, hitting for 84% of his intelligence. So that's going to be like 220 pure damage on every right click. And then Siege, he's pretty hurt right now, but Venge is alive. He wants to... Oh, Blink Stop comes out from Key Daves, and they're just going to look to go on this Venge, finish him off. And he's going to drop. Actually drops to the last word. So another stack going the way of the Silencer. Nice crush coming out from Fruit Loops. Gets the kill on the Void. Probably overstayed his welcome. Shouldn't have been risking it that low. They should have been hitting the range racks also. Unfortunately, Deathprop was not there with her ulti at the time. And Cole's thinking he's going to be dead. Nice 4-staff plays from him. He's not sure where to go, though. He's going to just try and do what damage he can. He gets finished off with a Slardar. That's another large amount of gold and experience going their way. A lot of experience coming up for the Slardar, actually. 2020 was the number, so I imagine that was a level in a little bit. Meriden, farm in the jungle. Looking for that level 16. He's got his Ags, as I've mentioned once or twice. Multicast ability, very strong. What's Sven going for now? He's got a Chrysalis of his own, so doing alright. I'm just saying, BKB would be real good for him. It'd cancel out the Ogre, cancel out the Centaur, the Silencer's toolkit, basically, and help against the Death Prophet a little bit. I mean, the Void ulti and the Death Prophet ulti still go through, but at the same time, though, it'd be pretty nice just to have it. And he's probably going to go for that now. Picks up an Orca Club, so just the Chrysalis for that chance of extra damage, which is alright, I guess. It's not a big deal. It's just not a common casual item. Looks like S and Y is the item for Slardar. He's only 30 away from it. Oh, bit of an engagement coming on top. Nice cast coming through. The Coconut's doing a lot of work. Sven throws out a stun, does a lot of damage. Unfortunately, oh, pops his ulti, and I think he's going to be able to pick up the Ogre. He gets multicasted. Never mind. He gets bursted down. So far, it's a 1-for-0 trade going in favor of Gods of War. The Death Prophet's being very aggressive. The Ghost chasing off the rest of the team. Void's here. He's looking for a Chrono on somebody. Can't find it, though. Pops the Mjolnir buff, and Captain Crunch is going to be in a sad place. That's a lot of damage coming onto him. He's going to drop. Nice Chrono comes out onto the Witch Doctor as well, so he's going to drop down. They still haven't lost anybody. They end up losing their Slardar right there in the middle, and Syllabear is forced to run away. He's all by himself. Death Prophet ulti is off, and they're just going to look to go up here. They can't go through the backdoor protection, though. Gotta get them creeps, and then go that way. It's okay, though. They're gonna have the creep wave there soon. Void just cleaning up the creep wave, I guess, sitting up on the high ground by himself. Enemy high ground, no big deal. Just pretend you own the place. That's how it works, right?
Radiant's top towers are
But they're going to be able to take this mid-rax before anybody can really do anything. And I think if they get this mid-rax, they lose their range as well. And, yeah. CK down a set of racks fairly early, 35 minutes in. I mean, it's not crazy late game yet, but it is, or sorry, it's not crazy early, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's in the late game at all yet. Can the lineup defend a lane of racks and still come out ahead? Yes. Short answer, yes. Long answer, gonna be real hard. Lone Druid, one of the best late game heroes in the game, or late heroes in the game, can basically get 12 slotted himself in the bear. Actually finds the centaur and is not gonna be able to get the kill on him, or get any hits on him. Void picks up a BKB of his own, which I really like. I think too few Voids are willing to go for the Black King bar, but in this one he kind of needs it. There's a lot of stuns that can come out. He actually leaps away. He's got a chrono. He could look to turn this. He's gonna get swapped. Throws out the chrono, and he's actually gonna turn on to Fruit Loops. BKBs as well, and I think they're just gonna have to watch their friend die. Fruit Loops does drop in the chrono, and they're gonna lose their Sven as well. Venge is going to get cleaned up down here, and on the top side, they lose the Witch Doctor. Triple kill coming out for the Void, so the Hunter becomes the hunted, as Void turns around and makes that a quick 4-0 with the help of his team. And is this like Rax? I think so. Captain Crunch calls it GG, well played. Coming out from the side of CK here, so interesting nonetheless. Good game. And that's all she wrote for them in this first game of the best of 2 AD2L Season 5 group stages. I'll have another game coming up pretty shortly. I am Wolf Dota. Thanks for watching. If you're watching in the client, thank you very much for picking up the ticket. If you're watching on Twitch, again, thank you very much. You can follow on Twitch if you want. I've also got a Twitter if you want to know when I'm going to be doing other stuff as far as casting goes, or maybe streaming a little bit. I haven't really decided, but you can also check out any VODs you want to see on YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.